as many of you may know, talks often about how he doesn't like critical race theory and how he doesn't like the indoctrination of our children by the left wing of America. That the socialists and the social justice warriors are basically trying to brainwash children who would otherwise be right wing into being left wing and being socialist and being anti-racist, which I don't know why that's a bad thing, but teaching them critical race theory and whatnot. But this is a big pot calling the kettle black situation, because good old Ben Shapiro decided that he was going to support a line of children's books called Conservakids by indoctrinating children with right-wing bullshit. So let's take a look at this and see Hypocrite Ben Shapiro in action, shall we?
So here we are today at a public library, and I know what you're thinking. Ben, haven't you read all the books there already? Of course I have, but that's not why we're here. My producers have given me a stack of cards. They have a bunch of terms on them having to do with the government. I have to explain these to very, very small children in a fashion that kids can understand. So we'll find out how this is going to go. This video is sponsored by our friends over at Conservakids.
Okay, here we go. Teaches politics to kids. You mean it indoctrinates them in your bullshit? That's
Hey guys, how's it going? Wow, you're very well-behaved children. All right, so I'm supposed to teach you about things today. So get ready.
Yay?
Yay?
I've seen my mom look at him on Facebook. She said he was a very smart guy.
Do you think he is?
Your mom's a fucking liar. He might be kind of smart. He might be smart in the fact that he knows how to use rhetoric and stuff, but his ideas behind his arguments are trash.
Well, now that I've met him, maybe.
Freedom.
Maybe.
Freedom.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. We'll see if these kids call him out.
Definition?
Oh yeah, give me a definition, go for it.
America.
Definition of freedom is marriage.
No. No. But, you know, we're supposed to be free.
America. Okay, that's actually, okay, I kind of like that. I'm with you. America. Okay, so.
America.
Freedom is not the ability to do whatever you want. Freedom is the ability to make good choices and have those pay off. A lot of people kind of think that freedom is you get to do what you want.
No, that's not what freedom means. Freedom means being able to do what you want without inhibiting on the freedoms of others, without inhibiting on the abilities of others to do what they want, so on and so forth. So yeah, you can't murder somebody because that inhibits their ability to live their life and do other things. So that's free. You can't steal from somebody because that you're not free to steal somebody because that inhibits their right to privacy and their right to ownership of the things that they own. The explanation he gets just to make good choices and hopefully you come out on top for that. No, that's not what it means. He's completely wrong here, completely off base. Freedom is being able to do and say and be what you want as long as it does not infringe on the rights of others to do and say and be what they want. So therefore, Nazis, which we'll talk about later, can spout all kinds of things, and they're free in their right to do that because it's not deliberately impeding the freedom of people of color or the Jewish people or whatnot. But if they do barricade those people or stop them from passing in a certain way or harass them or threaten them so that these people are afraid to leave their house or they're getting death threats and stuff like that, that is impeding their freedom. So there's a fine line there. You have to be careful. But it is also our freedom if Nazis or Ben Shapiro say something that we don't like to call them out for it and to call them stupid for doing so.
If you want to run into a tree, that's freedom.
Eat.
Yeah, exactly. You shouldn't eat people like that. You don't have freedom to eat people. Cannibalism is bad.
I forgot what that's called.
It's called cannibalism.
My mom and dad told me I was gonna meet Ben Shapiro.
And did you know who he was?
Nope.
Government. Okay, so
Why would he? It's not like he's like Ben Shapiro's like a kids like programming guy, or like he's not like Yo Gabba Gabba or Blue's Clues. Why would they know him?
who has an idea about government? Go for it.
I don't.
Government is what takes all of your money and gives you very little in return.
That is not true.
Okay, that's
He gets called out. It's not true. It's not true. Yeah. See, straight up indoctrination. That's what I'm talking about, man. This is not true. So I don't fully trust government, but I see the necessity for it, right? And government should work for us. It should be working for us by doing things like paying for healthcare, by giving shelter to the needy, making sure that the working class doesn't get basically wage slaved by corporations. It's there to do. And now it's not working very well right now, but it is there in order to make sure that the citizens are taken care of and that they're safe, right? You have to be careful with that, though, because by saying safe, they could be like, well, we're doing this for your own good. Like, military or like a police state or something like that, right? And the military budget is grossly inflated to the point where shit, we're real fucking safe from just about anybody. But, we don't need to spend that much on the military. We would be a lot more safer and prosperous as people if we put more money into education and things like that. But I digress.
it's kind of true. It depends on the kind of government.
Taxes are for.
Yeah, that is what taxes are for, but taxes are theft, children.
See? He doesn't even explain to them. He just tells them, oh, they're stealing from you. No, taxes are needed for roads and bridges and things of that nature. They're needed for the police. They're needed for social welfare programs that will help people who are in need. They're needed for, keeping the country going, making sure everything's not falling apart.
The reality is that government...
Again, taxes are something that aren't necessarily utilized the way that they should be utilized. There's a lot of things that my taxes go to that I'd rather have them not go to. But it doesn't mean that they're theft in general.
is necessary so that people don't hurt each other, so that people don't murder each other. Right, so people don't eat people. That's right.
Yes.
You do need a government to prevent people from eating people. The Constitution. Who knows something about the Constitution? Anybody heard of the Constitution? Anybody heard of the Constitution?
Never heard of it.
Okay, so the Constitution. Okay, the Constitution is the document that lays out the list of rules for what the government can do and what the government cannot do. So the Declaration of Independence is 1776. So right as we're founding the country, right as the founding fathers are founding the country in the Revolutionary War, we fought a war against Great Britain in 1770.
Well, it's not only that, but it lays out the rights of the people as well, and kind of lays out what is expected of the citizenry as well. So it's not just what the government can and can't do.
76.
You do know a lot.
What was that?
And talk okay, maybe you do know a lot. And talk fast.
Yeah, I
Yes,
do talk
very
fast.
fast.
But you guys can keep up. You're young.
I do run pretty fast.
I'm sure you do.
run very fast.
I mean, let me tell you, I don't worry about talking too fast with kids because my kids wipe me out. My kids tire me out. Okay, the president.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh,
Who knows who the
Biden.
president is right now?
Biden.
Yeah.
Joe Biden.
That's right.
Unfortunately, Joe Biden.
Oh God. Yeah, some of these kids are gonna grow up to be assholes. Hopefully, maybe they're only going to be indoctrinated for a short period of time, and then we'll rebel against this crap. But time will tell, I guess.
I'm with you.
Unfortunately, Joe Biden.
Yeah, unfortunately, Joe Biden. Yeah, I know.
Trump, he is the best. He was better.
Oh God, no. You poor child.
Don't insult the president because he will come and attack you.
Whoa.
Hey now. Yeah, he's way off base about that.
Taxes.
Yeah, he's way off base about that.
Okay, do you guys like taxes?
Taxes are fees that you have to pay for your houses.
Well, yeah, it's not, there is.
And air conditioning and solar.
Right, you have to pay taxes on like everything.
Yeah.
Like
Watches,
everything. Except
electricity.
not on your income in Florida, because Florida's amazing.
Electricity.
Right, so taxes are the government
Yeah, Florida's amazing. It's full of Nazis right now, but it's amazing.
takes a part of the money that you spend, or the money that you earn, or the property value of your house.
Spend it on useless stuff. What about debt?
Mostly, yes. I mean, they're supposed to spend it on things like the police. They're not supposed to spend it on just random projects or silly things that they have.
What do you mean random projects, Ben? Like, what does that mean? Like, infrastructure? Like, God, fixing our bridges and stuff? Making sure that our schools are funded? Is that a project? Making sure that, you know, people don't go into retirement completely, like, destitute? Making sure people have health care? Just the police, you know? Very libertarian of you, Ben. Very libertarian of you. Just, you know, we need a police, but screw helping poor people. Jesus.
In their head, and they tend to spend it on kind of silly things very often. But as you get older, you will realize how little you like taxes. Taxes are very, very annoying.
I already think they're terrible.
Alrighty, let's see what else.
Yo,
Quantitative easing.
what?
Wow, who put this one in here?
What is that?
What the fuck? And you're complaining about kids learning critical race theory, right?
All right, are we really gonna do
Who's
this?
laughing?
We could do this. Okay,
No.
so yeah, I know. I'm with you.
Everybody's laughing.
The reason that they're laughing is because this is super duper complicated. You know what a dollar is, right? Y'all used dollars before.
Yeah.
How about Monopoly money? Have you guys ever played Monopoly?
Right?
Okay.
My mom and dad in it.
If you guys went to the store with Monopoly money, could you buy anything?
No.
No, you couldn't. Why not?
Because it's fake.
Because it's not real money. There is an agency of the federal government is
What's this have to do with quantitative easing? Like, that doesn't have anything to do. Monopoly money has nothing to do.
called the Federal Reserve. Okay, the Federal
Oh,
Reserve
okay,
controls
there we go.
how many dollars are out there. If they just print a bunch of dollars and then they just give you those dollars, it turns out they didn't make you rich. All that happened is that your dollar now doesn't buy as many things. If the Federal Reserve just makes $1,000 and gives it to you and gives it to everybody, you can't buy an ice cream bar with $1 anymore. Now the ice cream bar is going to cost like $1,000. Okay, that's what quantitative.
I think that's a kind of a big jump. You know, if the government prints $1,000 more, it's going to make ice cream $1,000. I don't think he's explaining these things very well, and he's filling these kids' heads full of crap.
Easing is.
Can you explain to me the concept of quantitative easing? Go.
I forgot.
So guys, you just learned more than you will in all of college about how the government works. So
Oh my
one of the
God.
questions that I frequently get asked is, how do I talk to my own children about conservative values and the things that matter? And my answer is Conservakids. Conservakids brings you books like
Oh my God. And they fucking are using Rosie the Riveter as, God damn it. Trying to steal everything from us.
Home of the Brave, for example, in which they discuss things like American values and American history. They're beautifully
Let's see if we can read some of these pages. Here are the men in the American Revolution. We call them our founding fathers. The king was a big bully named George III. Our founders had to be brave to win their independence from the king and Great Britain because they were courageous. Today we live in the nation they founded, the United States of America. Yeah, that's pretty innocuous. You know, nothing too bad there.
illustrated. They're really well written, and they have values that you can feel comfortable sharing.
All right, we're gonna you know what? Let's take a look at this page real quick here. Conservakids is a book series that provides a fun way to have intentional and age-appropriate conversations with your children about core values that make our country exceptional. Each book reinforces American ideals through a story that both kids and parents can enjoy. All right. What do they mean by core American values? I want to see. American values are under attack. Today's culture is actively trying to diminish the value of freedom, courage, and hard work by inundating our children with messages that undermine those principles. Okay, let's take a look here. So, not a lot of books here. Just 4. No, not even 4. 3. So we got Home of the Brave. Let's take a look. Future doesn't belong to the faint-hearted. It belongs to the brave. Ronald Reagan. When they encounter adversity, the Conservakids look to examples of brave Americans throughout history to find the courage to face the future. What, did some trans kid join their PE class or something? Is that what? Oh, God, I don't know. Like, I feel like these are... Okay, let's see here. Taste of freedom. Freedom is more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on for them to do the same. The Conservakids spend a weekend at Grandma's house and discover a family heritage of freedom. Yeah. Land of opportunity. I really, really want to see what's in these books. But I don't want to buy them, you know. But I feel like they're making it pretty innocuous looking on the front face. But you can tell by the rhetoric on the page that these are probably some form of right-wing indoctrination. That's what I would think. So let's continue with the video.
With your children, which is the most important thing. There's so many forces out there that are seeking to twist what kids think. There's so many people out there who want your kids to believe things that they really shouldn't believe, who want to take control of your child's education away from you. Not so with Conservakids. Conservakids is the way that you can teach your kids about the stuff that matters. They bring you all sorts of beautiful books. They have a great variety, a great selection. Check them out today at theconservakids.com/Shapiro. That's theconservakids.com/Shapiro. You get 15% off when you use code 15Ben. Again, they just make great materials. They're safe for all your kids. Not just safe, they're virtuous for you to get for your kids. Theconservakids.com/Shapiro.
I wonder if Ben's getting a cut of the royalties here.
That's theconservakids.com/Shapiro. 15% off with code 15Ben. Okay, go for it.
Question and answers.
What do you think about like superstars and athletes talking about politics?
So everybody in the country gets to talk about whatever they want to talk about, but athletes and superstars generally don't know anything about what they're talking about when it comes to politics. When LeBron James says things, that doesn't mean he knows things. Yeah.
Just like, what's his name? Aaron Rodgers. Doesn't know a fucking thing.
Will you ever be a president?
You know, all the presidents are now 100 years old, right? Like Joe Biden is really, really old. Joe Biden is 79 years old. I'm 38, which to you guys seems like super old, right? No? Okay, good. That's true.
My mom's 42.
My dad's 52.
My dad is 48.
I'll wait until my kids are grown up. I would never run for office while I have little kids, because I want to be home with my kids. My kids are...
Oh my God. Just the perspective of Ben Shapiro being president of the United States kind of makes my stomach turn. Yeah, that would not be a good situation, I don't think. I don't think that he would be in a place where he would know what the hell he was doing, basically.
They're super cute. I want to spend like a lot of time with them.
When is Ben gonna admit that he's gonna run for president?
If he wanted to be president, he would probably be it tomorrow, but he just talks about it.
Raise your hand if you want Trump to be president. That means you as well.
I want you to be president.
Oh, that's nice of you.
Why are the people angry at the government?
Why are people angry at the government? Because sometimes the government tells us to do stuff the government shouldn't tell us to do.
Do you think homeschooling will ever be banned?
Not in Florida. So I think that there will be places that try to stop homeschooling. I come from a...
No, I don't think that is the case. I think it's ridiculous that we have to put so little money and time into our public education system that we can't even teach kids correctly there. But allowing parents to do it themselves is kind of ridiculous too, because they don't really know that much. Why don't we just... And then private schools, of course, not everybody can afford those. So why don't we just fund our schools properly? The only time that these guys take interest in school is when they're trying to push their agenda or talk about how the left is indoctrinating children, which obviously you can see from this video is a pot calling kettle black situation.
A state called California, where monsters roam the streets and garbage is strewn everywhere. It's a horror-scape. No, I'm joking. They don't actually have real monsters, but it's a really poorly, the way that they run the state is really bad. So they have lots of crime, they have high taxes.
Like you think there is a monster.
Right, exactly. I came here because Florida is
you
amazing,
show
guys.
me
You're so lucky to be growing up in Florida. Florida's amazing.
America is the best, but Florida's really hot.
What does the government do?
What does the government do? Okay, so there's various kinds of government. There's your local government, like where you live. And then there's the state government, like the state of Florida, and then there's the federal government. They all do different things. So your local government, they do the police and they do the firefighting. Okay, then there's the state government. The state government decides, for example, how money goes to your local public school, for example, or how taxes get paid and how roads get made and all of that. Then there's the federal government. The federal government, the Constitution says what the federal government can do. Make sure that there's an army and a navy and an air force and that they are able to protect us against people who would want to attack the United States. That's the biggest thing the federal government does. Yeah.
Do you think Biden actually follows his own law?
I think that Biden...
Oh man, these questions are so fed to these kids. It's unbelievable. These kids are not asking these questions of their own volition. This is complete propaganda.
Biden kind of makes up the rules as he goes. I don't think, unfortunately, he cares very much about...
Are you fucking kidding me? He makes up the rules as he goes. You supported Donald Trump. That guy didn't follow a rule the whole fucking time he was in office. I mean, Jesus Christ.
The rules for being president. I think he just tries to do whatever he can do. And then he hopes that nobody stops him, which is not a very good way of being president.
Talk about fucking projection, man. Talk about projection. Jesus Christ, I'm no Joe Biden fan at all, but this is malarkey, as old Sleepy Joe would say.
And that's why the founders were really smart. The founders created a system where there are people who can stop you if you break the rules, which is really important.
Do you think China purposefully caused a pandemic?
I think that...
Definitely fed to... This question was fed to them.
China purposefully covered up a pandemic. It probably started in a laboratory in China, and then it got released, and then they pretended that it was not their fault, and they didn't know what was going on, and they lied a lot, and then it got out and killed a lot of people.
I don't think there's any proof of that whatsoever. I mean, other than the fact that, like, they barely believe it was made in a lab at some point. It wasn't deliberate, if that's the case, either, and that's the way they make it sound, kind of. And another thing is the whole thing about the lab and stuff like that, it just kind of adds to conspiracy theories. Why does it even matter? I mean, we're living with it now. Hindsight's 2020. We just kind of have to deal with it, right? Let's deal with the present.
Do you think the Supreme Court will overturn Roe versus Wade?
So fed. They made that girl say that question 20 times before she asked it on camera.
Wow. I think the Supreme Court will not overturn Roe versus Wade, unfortunately. I have a feeling that the Supreme Court is going to change the rules of Roe versus Wade, but that doesn't mean they're going to throw it out completely. They're going to do what they always do, and they're going to be confusing about it.
Who is your favorite Democrat?
Wow, that is a difficult question.
I know, right?
A lot.
Oh, Jesus. I wonder who he's gonna say, like Joe Manchin or Kristen Sinema or some shit like that.
Alive? A Democrat who's alive?
We finally
Right now, Joe Manchin. Senator Joe Manchin from West Virginia is my current favorite Democrat. He's preventing Joe Biden from doing a lot of bad things.
Oh my God.
Do you think we can have
I
a
knew that
stable
shit was gonna
government
happen. I fucking knew it. I knew he was gonna say that.
again?
I mean, I think that the government is still pretty stable, is the truth. We should be grateful to live in a country where the government is this stable. The truth is that if you look at history and if you look at all other countries, there are a lot of countries that really don't have a stable government, and it's really difficult. We're so lucky to live in this country. We really are. So as much as we have problems here in the United States, this is still a fabulous, fabulous country, and we should all really be grateful to live here. And that I guess is the thing that I would say to all you guys. You're gonna live like for a super long time, and you're gonna get to see all sorts of amazing things happen in the country. And
Like climate refugees and the destruction of cities from sea levels and the loss of a public school system and the takeover of our government by totalitarian regimes. And corporate interests. Yeah, you guys are gonna see a lot of great things.
the most important thing to remember is the harder you work, the better your life is going to be. The better the decisions you make, the more responsible you are, the more you help other people, the better your life is going to be. In this country, which is the best country in the world, if you make great decisions, you're going to have an unbelievably awesome life. You're going to make a huge difference in the world, and you can make the world a better place.
Thank you, Mr. Shapiro. And what's that thing on your head?
Oh, good question. Okay, so this is a yarmulke. Jews and Christians believe in the same God. We just have slightly different beliefs about the kind of stuff that we have to do that God says.
It's just so crazy, the cognitive dissonance in this guy's head, because like You know, he's like, it's just as long as you help as many people as you can and make good choices. Yet let's screw Medicare for all. Let's get rid of it, Medicaid. Let's get rid of Social Security insurance. Let's not have any social safety nets whatsoever. He's full of crap. He doesn't know what he's talking about because on one side he's telling people it's good to help people, yet that's not something that he gives a shit about.
That we have to do. So what this means is that Orthodox Jews who keep a lot of commandments, we keep this on our head, right? In the Bible, when it talks about the Israelites, that's the Jews. So the Jews eventually, now we're their descendants. So we keep the yarmulke on our head to remind us that God is around us at all times. So we should make good decisions, basically. Alrighty, guys. Well, you can go enjoy your day now because it's all over. So you're good. Thank you, guys. It's great to meet all of you.
Do you want to take some of these kids home?
I have 3 of my own, so more children in my house. No, they've got parents. I feel like their parents should keep them.
Which is tougher, talking to kids about government or explaining government to Democrats?
Oh, by far, it's more difficult to explain government to Democrats.
Well, of course, because you're explaining it to kids who are fucking impressionable and soaking up your ideas like a sponge, as opposed to people who already have their ideals formed through experience and seeing things the way they truly are in the world, you know? And still they don't even get it right sometimes, but they've got more of an idea. And kids, they're gonna listen to you, anything you say.
Democrats, because they're so certain about the things that they know, and those things are just
well, most of them. That one kid fought back a little bit, so that was cool.
wrong. Whereas kids just don't know things, and you can actually explain them to them.
Are you more or less hopeful for the future?
I'm way more hopeful for the future than before I did this, because those kids are smarter than the people that we have in Congress currently.
I only came today because I thought Knowles was gonna be here.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. So that was a thing. As I was saying, guys, like this whole idea of indoctrination of kids that the right always tries to spread, that the left is doing, that's like we're trying to steal their children's ideals and stuff like that, or we're trying to indoctrinate all kids. It's bullshit, because they're doing it 30,000 times. So we try to teach history. We try to teach kids that, racism's bad or whatever, those types of things. They're actually going in there and feeding them right-wing talking points. And not only the Daily Wire and Conservakids or whatever the fuck that is doing this, but PragerU has children's videos out that are even worse. Pretty fucking bad. So yeah, there are definitely lots of indoctrination going in on the right, and they just don't like it when kids are given a point of view that isn't their own. That's the only difference. So, pot calling the kettle black, in a nutshell.